Morning, back here today. I'm on my Todd today, so you have to excuse the blue hue. It's kind of cool, but it's I'm working underneath the tarpaulin today. I'm going to try and get a bit of heat in here and get the last bit of this paint on, so we can do what we want to do with the paint effect that we're after. We're going to end up distressing this, I think, and then rubbing it back so we've got some of the original wood coming through, and then sealing it. I think that's going to be a good solution to the shit paint. So there's that to do. Exterior cedar needs sealing up, but hopefully I'll get around that today as well. And then I've got another little job I want to do, which I'll mention later on, but that should yeah, it's a bit, try and get some, these are what I call the frilly bits. So that's all the little bits and pieces, them little finishing bits and little details that kind of make things like this. So yeah, over the next sort of day or two, try and get all them little details done, so get a nice finish, and then it's ready to go. One of the problems we've got, obviously this time of year, you probably see my breath, is we're at about minus something today. It's -3 this morning. I think it might be up to +1 now. It's not really ideal for painting in, so what I've done is I've put my little paraffin heater in here. I've had this thing for years. It's really good, in the hope that we can just get a little bit of heat in here. We can just leave that running for the day. That should give me a chance and get this paint on and to go off. So yeah, and it's a slightly nicer working environment as well. Okay, the heat certainly made a hell of a difference getting the paint on, and it's covered a lot better than the other stuff did. I might have to concede to my Northerner though. That is probably the worst drop of paint I've had to put on stuff for a long time. So it's not going to make too much odds, because we're going to rub it back to the wood anyway, so it's still going to have the same overall effect. It's just a shame when you pay a lot of money for something, you expect it to be, you know, you expect it to work. But anyway, that's that one ticked off the box. Now on to the next bit. Now, one of the other cool things about this boat, when I got it, it came with a lot of paperwork and a lot of original details. I've got things like the registration document with the original name, which is Solitude, which I kind of like. There's some photographs of it when it was in the water, bill of sale from when it was made in 1937, and when it was first registered, and a list of previous owners and stuff like that. All this sort of stuff I love, you know, that's all part and parcel of it. You know, it's a well-crafted thing in 1930s. Any Providence, anything like that, I think it needs to go back in at some point. Do you know what I mean? I know it's not a boat anymore, but it's still going to be something, a point of interest. So, and I know to what it was. So the product we're using is this Modge Podge. I haven't used this before, but I've been instructed by a very talented lady who knows all about it. And basically what we're going to do is decoupage this back post up here with all the copies of all the photographs and all the bits and pieces, just to make a little homage, if you like. So all these little details will make a hell of a difference when we get for the sale, and it's just a point of interest to whoever's buying it, really. It's a bit like wallpapering, really. It's the same sort of vibe. This goes on white, but I think when it dries, it dries up clear. And you put a coat on the underneath and a coat on the top, and that just seals it all. And apparently it's waterproof as well. This one's a cool one. This is the first registration form, dating back to the 30s, so it's really cool. It's got all the details of it on there. To cut that, that'll fit it in, I think. I've just done copies of these because some of the actual original paper was so thick I don't think it would have worked on here, but right, so that's done. I'll probably get a shot when this is all dried up, because at the minute it's a little bit white looking, but I quite like that. We'll see how that settles down. So on to the next job. So one of the things I want to incorporate into the build is the original boat name, which is Solitude, which I think is quite apt for the fact this is a sort of going to be a nice summer house place to chill. So I'm going to attempt to draw something into this tabletop here, and we're going to etch it in with the Dremel. I was going to burn something in with the soldering iron, but I ain't got it here, so we're just going to have to make do with what we got today. So I'm going to sand this tabletop up anyway, so should get a nice rustic sort of, well, get a nice, bring the grain up and varnish it up. Should get a nice finish on it. Very happy with that S. Bit different to tattoo, and you can just scrub that out and start again. That'll do, I think. Alright, let's give this a go, shall we? Oh, poor pal. They're hurting your ears, babe. So after 22 years of tattooing, I still can't really do lettering. Anyway, this once this has all been sanded right back, I'll go over this and darken this up a little bit, and then we'll varnish this whole top. So it's just a little bit of a thing, really. I kind of like the name, and I wanted it incorporated in somewhere. So there we go. So we've got all the holes puttied up, and I'm just going to give this all a coat of oil now. This old cedar loves the oil when it's fresh like it is at the minute. Quite warm up there. Where all the heat is, I guess. So the Modge Podge has come out really well. I'm quite impressed with that as a product. It's a handy little way of sort of putting detail in, so I think I'll be using that again in various different places. So we've done most of the rubbing down in here, so it's all ready now for the final touches. So all bar a bit of varnish, we're virtually done here. I've just got to sand the tabletop, varnish that, coat of lacquer on the inside, and that's kind of it. So we're going to call that a wrap on this one. It's been a cool thing to do, and we've still got the other half to do, but that's been a nice little project. Once the weather's a bit better, I'll take the tarpaulins off and I'll do like a proper montage shot of it all as it's sort of done and finished. So, but anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks ever so much for the nice comments and the feedback. It's really good to sort of get comments from people. I've got some real cool stuff coming up in the next week or two, so look forward to seeing you on them ones. Take care.